everybody, my name is ArashiYT, your coach of the Groningen Noctowls, bringing you week 2 of the LBC, the last battle sick, with as we take on Skyrender, aka Sky, coach of the Scandinavian Stoutlands. So I'm going to be straight up honest with you guys, I'm very exhausted. It's been a couple of rough weeks for me, especially when it comes to my work schedule. A lot of days that I had to start at like 6 AM at work, which means that I had to get up from my bed at 5 AM, which means that I was very tired in the rest of the day after work. And with that, I had a lot of draft league matches, and I probably also have to do a draft league match for another league, the BBL, after recording this video. So I'm trying to do this as fast as possible, but if I sound a little bit tired, a little bit exhausted, you know that it's been a rough couple of weeks for me, and you know, I tried my best when it comes to scheduling and bringing out the videos on time for you guys. But let's just dive into my team. I'm bringing Victini, Tapufini, Hunchcrow, Gigalit, Macargo, and Stoutland. My opponent is bringing Miltank, Garchomp, Mega Houndoom, Nihalego, Tapu Koko, and the Jellicent. Now right away from the start, the Jellicent and the Miltank, two fat mons, so I already knew that this was going to be a very difficult match. He didn't brought the Halucha from his team together with the Tapu Koko, so I was happy with that, but the bringing of Jellicent really caught me off guard in the sense of, oh my god, there are two fat Pokemon on his side of the field. It's going to be hard to break either one of them. Now let's go to the Pokemon, the spreads of the Pokemon that I brought. Of course, I will try to leave a Pokepaste in the description below. And if I forget about it, then I will probably put it on later in the team description. But my Victini is a Choice Specs Victini with Blue Flare, Glaciate, Psychic, and U-Turn. My Tapu Fini is holding the leftovers with Scald, Nature Madness, Ice Beam, and Defog. Hunchcrow is our C captain for today with Flynium Z, Moxie, Mirror Move, of course Mirror Move, C Mirror Move, my favorite C move in the game. Night Slash, Sucker Punch, and Brave Bird, and Gigalit with the Rocky Helmet, Stealth Rocks, Heavy Slam, Stone Age, and Toxic. Our Macargo rocking out that air balloon to, you know, survive any ground type hits. Flame Body, of course, with Ancient Power. Yawn and Protect, we brought Yawn and Protect in this match because I thought that could really help my team out, because my opponent was already fat. I already knew he was going to bring like a fat stack of Pokemon. I was expecting the Miltank 100%, so I thought Yana Protect on my Macargo would be much better for that situation than like Shell Smash or anything, because Macargo isn't that very offensively, and I can make it offensively, but for this match I thought Air Balloon with Yawn Protect, it works very much better than what I, you know, then if I brought like a Shell Smash set on the Macargo. And we have Stoutland with Life Orb, Fire Fang, Ice Fang Facade, and Stomping Tantrum, because if we miss with Stoutland, Stomping Tantrum will absolutely demolish everything on his side of the field. So I brought Stomping Tantrum for that coverage. And yeah, for instance, if we hit the Facade now on the Jellicent, then Stomping Tantrum will actually demolish the Jellicent. And of course, Sand Rush because of the Gigalit having the Sandstream ability. So that was like still a very rough team builder kind of thing. And this is going to be a very stally match. The replay for this match is like 70 minutes, but I'm going to start out with my Gigalit, as my opponent is going to start out with Miltank. And Miltank and Jellicent are the reason why this replay is going to be a little bit longer than normal replays. But here I was like, okay, I'm going to put up my Toxic, and he's going to do the same. He's going to Toxic me, and I was like, okay, I want to Toxic the Miltank. If he has Heal Bell, he has to reveal it early on in the match, and then I can probably work around with that. And here, after the Toxic, I can put up the Stealth Rocks, so that the Stealth Rocks are on his side of the field. And that is going to, you know, cripple the Mega Houndoom, like the Tapu Koko. It's going to cripple them, you know, each and every turn they switch in. So we're now poisoned, he's now poisoned, and of course he's going to reveal the Heal Bell now. So now I'm like, okay, Toxic, Heal Bell, probably a Seismic Toss, So that other move has to be like a milk drink or another recovery move. I'm going to put up my stealth rocks, and now the stealth rocks are in his side of the field. So right away from the bat, we're starting to get the stealth rocks up, and we have the toxic on the milk tank, but he already healed bailed them off. So here I was like, okay, I have to switch out. The only thing that can actually break this milk tank is my Hunch Crow. So here I was like, okay, I'm going to see mirror move right now, so that we can get to +2. And then after that we can just Brave Bird all the way. He's going to reveal Milk Drink, so he is faster than me. And that's very good to know. This, I was like, okay, we're not going to see Milk Drink here because that's not going to... At least we're going to get the +2 on attack right now. If we can kill with the Brave Bird after this, we can try to potentially, you know, get the Moxie boost here. And then we will be at +3. But I think I went here for like the Sucker Punch because we are faster than the Milk Tank. So I wanted to get off the Sucker Punch. But it failed because he's going to reveal that he's going to go for the Toxic here. I should have just went for the Brave Bird here instead of going for Sucker Punch because I knew he would probably go to Toxic me. But, you know, I was like, you know what? It is what it is. I think I went for the Brave Bird right now because he went for another Toxic. And I went for the Brave Bird right now. And that Brave Bird is going to do amazing damage. And it will also do a lot of recoil damage. So let me actually pause right here. Here I'm going to make a bad prediction. I thought he was going to for the kill here with Seismic Toss. So I clicked Sucker Punch here. I should have just went for Night Slash of Brave Bird. I should have just went for Night Slash because then it killed off. I think the Toxic would have killed me off either way, but I should have just went for the Night Slash. And then, you know, killed off the Milk Tank here, or at least tried to kill off the Milk Tank here, because he is going for the Milk Drink, and that will make sure that the Sucker Punch will not go off, because I went for the Sucker Punch here, because I thought for sure he was going to Seismic Toss me. He's going to not do that, he's going to Milk Drink, and that is going to, you know, get back on his HP, and I think... Yeah, I should have just went for the Brave Bird here because that would have killed all the Milk Tank. And then the Milk Tank would have been gone. And I would have had a much easier match in the rest of the match that it goes. I'm going into Celsius now and I'm just going to fire up Psychic because I think Psychic could have killed the Milk Tank at this point. He's going to bring the Jellicent in. Now the Psychic will connect on the Jellicent. And yeah, I think another Psychic would have killed the Jellicent, but I was not 100% sure. So I went into my Tapu Fini here, expecting like a Scald or a Water Spout or anything like that. Most likely a Scald, because Water Spout would have not done anything. But he's going to switch into his Houndoom, and I was like, that's perfectly fine by me. I did went for the Scald here. I knew I should have saw the Jellicent coming back in again. But on the off chance he stayed in and goes for like something that I was not prepared for, I just went for the Scald because I could have killed up the Houndoom and that would have helped me out a lot. So here we're going to get into the Stally kind of sense. So I'm going to Nature Madness, he's going to Recover. So that's one Recover, and Recover has a maximum PP of 10, if I'm not sure. So that was his one Recover. And here I just went, I kept on Nature Madness. I kept on Nature Madnessing because that's going to do like 50% each and every time. So he's going to Recover, that's his second Recover. So at this point, the only thing that I could have done here, or do here at the moment, is spam Nature Madness and him spamming, you know, cover in terms of, you know, stalling out the Recover move there. But he's going for the Shadow Ball, right? And that's not going to do anything. We are very, very special defensive here. We're mixed special defensive and defensive here, so we're going to tank any hits. So here I switched out into Macargo, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I switched out into Macargo here because I thought he was going to go for another Recover. And then I think I clicked Protect here. Like, I clicked Protect here in the off chance he's going for another Recover. And... or something else. I just wanted to scout also his, you know, ability. He's going to reveal Scald. I was like, okay, now we know Scald. Shadow Ball, recover. I'm going to switch back into my Tapu Fini because we can put the Misty Surge up again and the Misty Terrain. So I think he went for the Scald either way here to do damage, and he is going to do that, and that's going to do absolutely nothing. And unfortunately for him, fortunately for us, we don't get the burn here. So we are going to stack up on leftovers. So what do I do here again? Of course, we're going to try to nature and again try to whittle down this Jellicent. And he's going to Shadow Ball, trying to lower my special defense here. Again, it's not going to do that much in the leftovers. We'll try to get some HP back in that sense. So here I went for the Ice Beam because I was like, okay, let's just try to freeze this thing. At this point, I was really hoping for a freeze here, but would you know, stall this thing. I know he has Scald, but a freeze would make sure that he will be at lower health, and he now has used 3 of his recovers on this Tapu Fini, and now he's going to switch out into his Renatus, and Renatus is his Tapu Koko. So I think I went for Nature Madness either way, and that's going to bring the Tapu Koko on half, and this Tapu Koko will reveal that he is Roost. So at that point I was like, okay, this is potentially like a defensive Tapu Koko. Probably Roost, probably Defog, and then the U-turn and maybe like Discharge or Thunderbolt. So I'm going into Gigalith here and bringing up the Sand again, because the Sand can be useful to whittle down my opponent. Because the only Pokemon on his side of the field that can take like Sandstorm is his Garchomp, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to reveal Roost, as I mentioned before. So I was like, okay, what can I do? I can try to stay in. I'm like, okay, you know what? He's probably going to U-turn, as he's going to reveal now. That's going to take Rocky Helmet damage. We're just going to fire up Stone Edge. Whatever wants to come in, a Stone Edge will do decent amount of damage to any of his side, and that will maybe help me out in the long run. He's going back into this fat cow that is Miltank, and we're going to miss our Stone Edge. So that's very unlucky, because if this was like a crit, I think the Miltank would have died. I think the Miltank would have died through either the Stone Edge itself or the damage from the Sandstorm. Now he's going to Milk Drink all of his HP back, and I would just went for another Stone Edge just to do more damage. Again, if we can get a crit, it would be like at a low HP, and then with the Sandstorm we could try to, you know, whittle this thing down, and also run out of his Milk Drinks that way. Here I switch out my Gigalith for the Magcargo again. Now here I'm going to try out the tactic that I had with Yawn and Protect, because I knew he was going for another Milk Drink here. I was like, okay, we're gonna Yawn, gonna Protect. Worst case scenario, he Toxics us or he's gonna break our Air Balloon. But at this point, I'm willing to take that bet, because then we force him out there with the Yawn. So he's going to Toxic us, which is kind of sad, because now he's going to whittle us down. But at least the Air Balloon is still on my Magcargo here, and I went for the Yawn here, trying to put this thing to sleep, trying to get the momentum right here. Now I should have just switched out here. I should have just switched out immediately, but on the off chance he was going to stay in, I clicked Protect here. I should have just either switched out, or I should have just attacked either way. But I should have just switched out into Tapu Fini, to be fair. But I was trying hopefully to do some stuff with Magcargo here, because I said in the beginning of my draft analysis I want to do stuff with Magcargo. So we went for the Lava Plume. I went here, I knew there was a chance he was going for the Stealth Rocks, and he can't hit me with any ground type moves. So I was like, let's just Lava Plume, hope we can get the burn. We don't get the burn, and here I was like, okay, I'm going to switch out my Magcargo, if I'm not mistaken, into my Tapu Fini, while he's going to switch out into his Jellicent. So we're back again with these two fat water Pokemon face to face, and yeah, if you count it still correctly, he has used 3 of his recovers. So he still has like 7 recovers to use. And he's not even going to do that. He's like, I'm going to switch out immediately back into my Tapu Koko, where I'll just went for the Nature Madness, if I'm not mistaken, because there was nothing else I could do. Ice Beam doesn't do a lot of damage, and Scald even effective on the thing I can do was Nature Madness here. And at least like the Tapu Koko at like at yellow, but he's going to roost up either way. Here was like, okay, we're going to try to bring in Victini here. And Victini is going to... I went for the blue flare here, but I could have gone for the Psychic either way. But yeah, he's going to redraw his Renatus here, as he is going for the Houndoom, and I went for the U-turn if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I went for the U-turn because I knew there was an off chance he was going into the Houndoom, because Psychic doesn't affect it, and if I did blue flare, Flashfly will take the damage. So here I was like, okay, going into my Macargo again, and hope we can actually live like a Dark Pulse. He's going to Mega Evolve. I have 252 EVs on my Macargo, plus on the special defense he had a Careful Nature if I'm not mistaken. But even with all of that, he gets a crit. And I think that crit did matter. I did not do the calculation, but that crit did matter. Now, okay. Here we are with Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is now on mine side of the field. So Macargo could have lived that hit, but it's okay. Tapu Fini is here, and I made a double into Celsius. And he's going to Sludge Bomb. This is where I basically shot myself in the foot. Now Victini is going to die through the Dark Pulse. So I want to give my thought process about that. I thought for 100% sure that he would have switched out on the Tapu Fini. I was like, okay, he's gonna switch out, and he's likely going into his like into his Miltank. Into his Miltank, or even into his maybe into his Tapu Koko again, or maybe the Jellicent. Either way, I thought for sure that he was going to switch out. So I thought, okay, we have to make a ballsy play now, because if I keep playing like this, it's either going to take to the timer. It's going to timer, because at this point I think we were already at like over the 35 minutes mark. We were almost at half of the match. So at that point I was like, okay, I have to make a ballsy play. If he switched out right now, I have the momentum with Victini here, and I can try to do some work. Unfortunately, he made like a good prep on his part to bring Sludge Bomb on the Houndoom, and that will, together with the Dark Pulse, take care of my Victini here. I should have just stayed in. Maybe I should have stayed in at that point and just click Scald, and if he went into the Jellicent, then I could have just clicked Nature Madness again, and we were being at the same thing again. But if you guys don't know my playstyle, I'm not a stally figure. I'm like aggressive, I'm like offensive. So, you know, at 35 minutes, like 35 minutes, around that minute, you know, thinking about going to timer stalling, or, you know, potentially him winning on timer stall, I was not up for it, so I had to make a bossy play here. And unfortunately for us, we will lose our Victini because of that. And now I have to go into my Gigalith and try to make it work. So at this point I was like, okay, I'm gonna go into my Gigalith, and I think I went for the Stone Edge here, and then I switched out again into my Tapu Fini. So there we go, he's going to go into his Miltank right here, and the Miltank will take this Stone Edge. It will not be a crit. It will do like over 50% together with the Sandstorm. The Toxic won't kill off my Gigalith, and I know I can take a hit from the Stealth Rock damage. So I was like, okay, we're gonna go into Stoutland, and we're going to try to make it work. We're going to try to make it work. Stoutland is here now. He's going to Milk Drink, and this is going to be at least a moment of momentum for us, if you may call it like that. But I went for the Facade here because Facade is the strongest move on my Stoutland, because I can't jam my own Pokemon, so having Return on my Stoutland wouldn't do absolutely anything. So I was like, okay, we're gonna click Facade. It doesn't affect the opposing Necromedusa, the Jellicent, so I was like, alright, Stomping Tantrum it is. It's doubled now because we missed Facades. And that will kill off the Jellicent. So at least we're not going to lose this match with 6-0, which was looking to happen because of all his mons, you know, being so fat and we don't have anything to break them. But then, you know, the Bessie, the Miltank is here. And yeah, at this point we're just clicking Facade. That's going to do like amazing damage, but then he's Rocky Helmet on the Miltank. Milk Drink ups all of his HP. And here I just went back into my Gigalith. I went into my Gigalith or I went into my Tapu Fini. I think I could have gone into my Tapu Fini. I think I went into my... Oh wait, I know what's happening here. So if you guys don't saw last episode against Panther 2, we lost our Tapu Fini because of a C Poisonium Z Hydreigon. Well, Tapu Fini can't catch a break. Because this week we will get hit by Tectonic Rage. So Tapu Fini, 2 weeks in a row, Tapu Fini will die from a C move. You know, that sucks. That sucks. But I can't be mad about that. You know, my opponent really prepped well. We brought 2 mons that were quite annoying for me. The Jellicent and of course the Miltank. Miltank is an annoying Pokemon to face either way. So Giga comes in here, we will survive on 2 HP, but in the off chance he clicks and, you know, click Stealth Rocks and we get a crit Heavy Slam, we can't bring this back to a 4-0 wins or 4-0 loss. So it's going to be a 5-0 loss, which sucks, but, you know, I tried my hardest. We had some fun with Macargo. We got a kill with Stoutland, which is his team name, his mascot. At this point, I was like, just click Ice Fang. But he's not gonna stay in, of course. He's gonna protect that 5-0 differential win. So Ice Fang, I think the Rocky Helmet, Life Orb. He can just click. He doesn't have to click anything. I mean, I could have gotten a crit here with killed the Miltank. Then we would have lost this with 4-0. Fortunately, it will stay a 5-0 loss against Skyrander. So, I think I played very well here. I mean, I had to deal with a stally Miltank and a fat Jellicent. So, stalling out the recovers from Jellicent was the only thing that I could have done. I had to play aggressive with the Honchkrow in the beginning with Flanium Z Mirror Move, because that could have potentially killed the Miltank and should have killed the Miltank if I didn't click Sucker Punch. And the, you know, Tapu Fini switching out to Victini play on the Houndoom in the hope that he switches out. That was just a 50-50 gamble on my part. He could have switched out, he didn't have to. And, you know, that's just sometimes how the game goes. Sometimes you just have to gamble, and sometimes you gamble good, and sometimes you gamble wrong, and that could determine a match. I still think that I would have had a difficult match even if the Miltank was gone, and even if I stayed in on the Tapu Fini on the Houndoom, but you never know. You know, that's how Pokemon goes, and these last 3 competitions that I'm in, the LBC, the BBL, and the APA, I just want to have fun until Generation 8 comes out, and then when Generation 8 comes out, I'm probably gonna take a break from draft leagues up until like April, May of 2020, and then I will hopefully be back with all of the draft leagues. But until then, I'm going to, you know, keep doing my matches, keep having fun up until November, and then we'll see what happens. I want to thank Skyrander for the match. However, it was, you know, a tough match to schedule, but we managed to actually do it, mostly because I could not find a genre for my Pokemon. Thanks to Lantern Joe for doing the replay for the match on the last second, so I can still get this video out today. All of those links will be, of course, in the description below, as well as all the coaches. of the LBC. But I'm going to end this video off here. If you enjoyed this match, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, share this video with others, slash the subscribe button down below, and hit that bell icon, because then you get notified every time I upload a new video, and that is sincerely appreciated. But I will see you tomorrow in the BBL Week 2 match for Season 3. But until then, have a nice day, and until next time. Bye-bye!